What's up, everybody? We just wrapped up our tempo run of the day. Yesterday we actually did 10 mile zone 2 heart rate based run, and then we ended up doing Pilates at like 7 p.m. last night right before bed, and it kind of made my legs a little tight and I think just a little dehydrated. Today's workout was a 10 mile tempo run where we were basically doing 2 miles at tempo pace. We were shooting for 7:30 and then would do 1 mile recovery jog. I hit my time, but I was a little bit disappointed on how it felt. I thought it'd be a little bit easier to maintain the 7:30 as it typically is, but not today. But that's okay. Another beautiful morning here in Chucktown. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. We are quickly getting back into the swing of things since our main trip. And for some reason, even though it was still East Coast, I felt like I was jet lagged, maybe because of the nightmare of a trip home it was. Originally, we were supposed to leave at like 3 and then get home at 9. That flight got all jacked up. We ended up not getting a flight out of there until like 5:30, and then Chicago was a mess where we connected. We ended up not getting home until 1:30 a.m. and then right back into it. So I have been tired, but right now we're staying in a hotel. We are in Melbourne, Florida. We're about to get a lift in before starting our day, and this is the first time I've traveled and I actually had a few good gym options, decent gym options. So I'm debating between heading to Crunch down the road or LA Fitness. I don't know, I'm gonna quick map it and see which one's closer, and then probably just go with that one. But good morning, world. Back to reality, back to hustling. Let's go get a lift. So we have gone with LA Fitness between Crunch, which low-key I'm starting to think I kind of like LA Fitness a little bit more. I tend to find that they have a little bit more equipment options. Machine-wise, they have more options, and sometimes it's a little bit less crowded. There's only, I don't know, not even 10 people in here. Yeah, they did just open. I don't know, it's growing on me. What is up, everybody? Sorry by my voice. As you can tell, or as you will see throughout this video, I'm pretty ran down. I think I got some sort of cold, and I always get some sort of cold this time of the year when the weather's changing, but it's all good. We still got our workout in. Today we are doing back and buys, and then we ran a couple miles. So typically I like to do a warm-up, either pull-ups or whatever this rope pull movement is called. I'll typically do 3 sets of 15 of something just to get the blood moving. Compound for today is a bent over row, which my whole life I have been pretty weak at. I don't know what it is, but it's not my favorite movement, but I do it anyways because typically things that you don't want to do are pretty good for you. Next, we are doing our close grip pull downs. I'll try to hit back twice a week. Once a week is wide grip. The other time is close grip. So today is a close grip, really focusing on squeezing at the bottom, stretching all the way at the top, full range of motion. We did sets of 12, then 8, then 6, and then 4, just working our way up with weight, really focusing on lifting heavier as of late. I feel like my workouts have been really good. I feel like I've been getting way stronger. I can feel it in my joints a little bit. I will say that now a month and a half after going ham and putting up heavier and heavier weight, it is starting to creep up on me. So I'm thinking now that I'm a little sick, I might just take a couple days of lighter lifting just to kind of give my joints some of those breaks. Next movement is a row, which I absolutely love, the chest supported row. You really can get a stretch at the bottom, and that is giving you a full range of motion that you then squeeze in the back, and it really gives you that mind muscle connection. And if you ever have troubles connecting your back, I guess you could say your mind to your back muscles, I think this is the number one lift to kind of get you over that hump. It's just a really good
movement. Next, we are going into a little bit of an auxiliary movement. We have these reverse flies, I guess you could call them. I will do this some days on my shoulder day, sometimes on my back day, because it is hitting that rear delt. Finally, we are wrapping up with some bicep movements. So I didn't know what to do here. Not really familiar with this gym. Knew what kind of workout I wanted, but a little blind going into what exactly I was going to do. So we are doing the basic easy bar curl, just basic curls. We did 3 or 4 sets of this, just really making sure you get a stretch at the bottom. Try not to swing too much, except on the last couple reps. You can cheat a little bit. And then we move into one of my all-time favorite bicep movements. I don't even know what it's called, but you can see you set it up on a cable machine and it's working the peak of your bicep. It's hard to go heavy. You want to focus on the stretch at the bottom and then really squeezing it. You rotate each arm. And I've been doing this movement since I started lifting when I was in 8th grade. It is all-time bicep movement, focusing on squeezing the pinky to the ear. You really get a nice pump. I like doing it at the end of my workout when the blood is pumped up in the bicep, and then just really feeling that stretch. And that is the workout. Back to the video.
That was perfect, exactly what we needed. 45 minutes back and buys. And then I started running, and then I did the math in my head. I knew I was kind of scrambling this week after a poor performance earlier this week coming back from Maine. I started running and realized today was supposed to be my off day. So I'll just do 2. So we kind of stole that. But we gotta get back to the hotel. Ooh. A Corvette. Dang, next to my rented Toyota Camry. That thing's sick. But we gotta get back to the hotel, shower up. We got a day of work ahead of us, and then I will catch up with you later. We are staying in Orlando tonight because if you don't know, there's not much of an airport in Melbourne. So you got to commute, but I got an early flight in the AM, so I got to stay down there. All right, catch up with you later. Well, everyone, we're cutting to the end of the day. Sometimes that's what happens when you work a real job, is your day is filled with waking up to get a workout in and then going to bed. We basically finished work and then wrapped up editing some YouTube video of the main video that's coming out before this. Just lots of footage to go through, and yeah, lights are off and I'm about to hit the hay. That is the entire day. Very easily, my whole day could have just been work, but the fact that I got my butt out of bed, went to the gym, the fact that I didn't come home and just crash on the couch. I opened up my computer and started editing, and so I was able to do a little bit of things for myself. Very easily couldn't happen. So that's a wrap for the day, but I will catch you guys tomorrow. Back to the homeland, aka Chucktown, aka Charleston, South Carolina. We are done for the week, thankfully, finally. And that means we're going back to the gym. Hectic week, lots of travel, good week, busy. We've got a big workout tomorrow. We're on track to hit 2,000 miles here soon, which I'm going to make a video about, because 2,000 miles in a year, especially before the year's over, is a lot of running. But that's one of the pains about having to travel and work around work for your workouts, is you got to plan ahead. You got to be flexible. You got to adapt to what your schedule's throwing at you. Typically, I do my long run during the week because I want to get it over with and I know my sleep's going to be good. But this week, I knew that wasn't going to be able to happen. I was too busy with work. I wasn't going to have the time to get that run in that I really wanted to, nor was I going to be able to run on some of these routes because of the weather and where I was. So that's one of the things that you have to take away from this, is if you're going to train, not just work out, but if you're going to train, you have to schedule these workouts like you would your work calendar. You have to know when you're going to have availability. You have to know what your sleep leading up to those days are, what your food's going to be, how you're going to be able to adapt to what's being thrown at you. If you're flying with the wind, then most likely that workout's not going to happen, or it's not going to be optimal. You're not going to be feeling your best, and you're going to struggle through it, and you're going to hate it because you're always going to be last minute trying to squeeze these things in. So we planned ahead this week. We hit our other workouts. Now we're going into crunch to hit 4-mile easy run and a push workout. And then tomorrow we have our long run for the week, 16 miles. It's been raining all over the South the last week and a half, so it's gonna be a wet one, but it should be good. Let's go get this workout in. And I know they talk how traveling wears you out, and I don't know what it is about it, because you are just sitting there. Maybe it's the low anxiety of stress, just being on alert that whole time. Man, I am gassing right now. We're only on our third movement, and I'm struggling here. Probably not gonna do a full hour 15 lift like we were planning originally. Probably gonna try to keep it 40 minutes, just do a couple more exercises, hit the compounds. That way I have enough energy to get on the treadmill, knock our 4 miles out, stay on track for the mileage for the week, but I am gassed. Okay, well there you have it, goes. A suboptimal workout, but sometimes you got to ditch the motivation when it's not there. Stick and hunker down to your discipline and get it done whether you want to or not, because life always throws a bunch of crap at you. Good crap, bad crap, sometimes just crap, and you gotta play with the cards that are dealt. So, boo! That is not how I feel. I am very tired on the inside. Thankfully though, now it is now the weekend officially. Brooke's home. We are decorating for Halloween right now. We are gonna cook dinner, go to bed early. Got a nice classic spicy a la vodka, carbon up before tomorrow's big run. Feeling a little under the weather, although I think it is because of the weather. It is cold and rainy, and then I'm also just a little ran down. Just the old work, just grinding it out. And yeah, so thankfully it's a relaxing weekend. Looking forward to it. Well, the reality is when you're having to train around a busy schedule is you don't always get to pick the most perfect days to run. It's currently 50 degrees out and raining on this Saturday morning. We've got high tide coming in at 11:53. So thankfully it won't be too flooded this morning, but this is going to be a miserable run. A couple things with raining runs. You can't wear, I use AirPods. I know there's waterproof headphones out there, but AirPods in the rain, one, will probably break. Two, they just will not stay in your ear. So when it's raining, I got no headphones. I'm cold. As you can see, there's already puddles out here. It's been raining the last couple days, so it might be a little bit flooded. So I'm gonna have to work around puddles. I'm gonna be wet. One life hack when running in the rain, wear a forward facing hat. Otherwise the rain is just piercing your eyes. Low and tight. We're gonna get some gusts of wind, so this baby's locked on our head. This is going to be a miserable run. I also think with all the travel I've been doing and just the little bit of sleep, I think I'm running a slight fever, so this is going to be a miserable run. That's sometimes just how it is. Not every run's gonna be perfect. And when things are like that, the thing that I tell myself is you can go as easy as you want. Just get, especially with runs like this, your long run for the week, don't worry about pace, just get yourself out there. If you're not feeling your best and you're thinking about scrapping the run like I was this morning, you just gotta tell yourself, just get out there, start running. You can go as easy as you want. Don't worry about the pace, get the distance. So that's what we're gonna do on this ugly Saturday morning. We got 16 miles, going for an easier pace. So yeah, and I'm not even gonna bring my phone out. I've got a big old gallon Ziploc bag to keep this baby waterproof. I've been stuck in the rain before too with no phone water protection, and that thing gets destroyed. All right, I'm gonna run. This rain's starting to pick up. Oh man, for feeling not that well before that run actually fared out pretty well. We ran 16 miles, 8:50 pace. It is cold. That wind is whipping. I don't know if that's doing it justice, but ugly run. And I was thinking, obviously you can see I'm not wearing AirPods, so I did a lot of thinking. I was thinking during that run, anybody can run marathons, anybody can run ultra marathons, anybody can be fit if you don't have responsibilities. All you do is wake up, work out, be conscious about what you eat, go to bed and do it again. But it becomes hard when you have a bunch of responsibilities stacked on top of that. And just because it's hard doesn't mean you can just push it away or forget about it. It gives you confidence. It gives you pride when you run 16 miles. Someone who doesn't do anything during the day can just run 16 miles and that's still a good accomplishment. But when you've got hectic weeks, when you've got people to take care of, when you got things to do, and you lace up not feeling your best, and you go out and run 16 miles on a pouring, cold, windy Saturday morning, that gives you so much pride, and that's what makes it all worth it. You don't need to do 50-mile weeks, 6 lifts a week in order to be healthy and fit. That's going above and beyond, but that's what makes it worth it, because it's hard and not everyone can do it. Let me rephrase that. Because it's hard and not everyone does it. Everyone can do it, but it takes so much motivation and so much discipline and long days, early mornings, hard runs, cold runs, tough lifts. And that's what makes it worth it all, because not everyone does it. So I thought about a lot of that during my run. But now that that's done with, let's refuel, maybe take some Advil, definitely maybe a warm cup of tea or something, maybe another cup of coffee, heat up, dry off, and let's enjoy the day, man. Woke up not looking forward to it. I am fired up right now. What a boring freaking weekend. I wrapped up with you guys yesterday after my run and basically sat on the couch the rest of the day and just watched college football. Great games, very boring Saturday. And same thing today. A bunch of freaking nothing happening. Although boring weekends sometimes, especially after a busy week of work, it's kind of nice and it's really good for training because I don't have anywhere to be. I don't have anything to do. So we just woke up. We're gonna knock out our last run for the week. We got a nice, easy 5. And today, Sundays, is my one day of the week that I am completely okay with running on a treadmill. 5 miles on a treadmill is really not that bad. And I can get myself to just knock it out, watch a YouTube video or two, and then bang, you're done. Problem is, things like yesterday when we had a 16-mile run, doing that on a treadmill, brutal. So that's why we fared the weather. And I always think you always enjoy the run way more if you can get outside and do it. Done. A little sweaty. I love rocking a long sleeve on my Sunday runs, even when it's warm out, although it's a little cold right now. But just a great sauna session, because Sunday's technically my off day, but I don't really like to do nothing on Sunday because I have the whole day available. So I try to do a little bit of exercise. I call it Sunday movement. 5 miles is what it was today. I could lift. I've got the energy for it, but I know tomorrow we got a bigger run and we're lifting, and the day after that we got a speed workout and we're lifting. So resting, but it's always a good sweat session. Still nasty out, raining. One thing that I've learned, that when you're training, and whether it's for a competition or me, just the last month I've been going so hard, just trying to get faster and stronger before getting into my next prep, is eating. You gotta eat to fuel your workouts, otherwise you're not gonna be able to push as hard and you're also not gonna feel that great. And I've noticed lately my hunger has been through the roof. I've always been pretty disciplined on my diet, but lately I've been just craving so much more food, not even dirty things, just more food. And I've realized it's because work has picked up, and when you're not able to just eat when you normally want to, have your snacks, your meals, and just eat a balanced diet throughout the day, you end up missing out on calories. And when I've been doing 6 lifts a day, 50 miles a week for the last month and a half, you're burning so many calories. So maybe under eating one day is probably fine, but then day after day, you're really decreasing your calories, and then it's gonna bounce back bigger and meaner. The problem is when you're working and you're busy throughout the day, you can't always take that time to eat a snack, and you don't necessarily want to eat a giant lunch in the middle of the workday because it's going to make me want to fall asleep. And eating as many calories as I probably need right now is just a little bit uncomfortable, and I don't want to be uncomfortable while I'm working. So today on Sunday, I've been planning on having a little bit of a refeed, and then just being more cautious throughout the week on making sure I'm eating larger meals when I can, and just trying to have more snacks throughout the day, because I've been training hard and I've been under fueling, because it's so difficult to eat enough when you're training for a marathon or an ultra marathon. When you got stuff to do, it's not easy to get those meals in. You got to be aware of it and you got to make it happen. With that said, we got football on again today. We're gonna sit on the couch a lot today because, as you can tell, there is nothing to do, but I might get a little cheaty today. We'll have to see. I think Brooke and I are gonna go get some pub subs. I've been craving a chicken tender pub sub. I've never had it because I know it's a bunch of calories, but I know my body needs it, so let's get a little dirty. Is that them?
Yeah.
Let's go. Secured. Grocery haul, 2 chicken tender pub subs. I got a jumbo M&M cookie, salt and vinegar chips, a Poppy. Brooke got cookie dough, ice cream, also free for her birthday. Also got a Reese's. She got a Mountain Dew.
Diet.
This is going to be so good. Holy guacamole. Look at that. All right, first chicken tender pub taste test.
Back to your hometown with this.
That's good. Chicken's a little dry. Very happy with it though.
Yeah, so the past 2 months, it's the same dream. And you're on a date, but then the dance floor breaks, and there's some explosion. It's a sign. Okay, but why?
And that is a wrap on the day. I am so full from that sandwich. Normally a whole foot long sub from Publix, I can eat and I'm full, but I'm not like overly stuffed. But that freaking chicken tender sub, I could hardly finish. Plus the sundae on a Sunday after, can't beat it. But we're back at it again tomorrow. New week, lots of opportunity, and just another chance to get after it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the morning.